Hey, Song.
Good morning.
How are you?
It's
Tired?
bright and early on it's bright and early on a Saturday.
Yeah. I appreciate you being patient. I was just with another client and it was overrunning a little bit. But yeah, whereabouts are you calling from?
East Coast.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Nice, cool. I'm like East Coast, but in a different country. I'm based in the UK. So
Oh,
if
okay, okay.
you struggle to understand me, just let me know. Okay. But
No worries. I
definitely.
spend a good chunk of time there. You're okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. What I'm in a place called Newcastle, so I don't know if you know where that
The
is.
Newcastle. Okay.
Yeah.
My
Um.
godmother's in Swindon.
So, oh, cool, cool. Are you on East Coast Canada or East Coast US?
US. Yeah.
US. Okay, cool. But yeah, definitely excited to get into things. I know we're running a bit behind. Are you still like good on time? Like you don't have.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I know you spoke with Michael on the other
It
day.
was a Tuesday, I
Tuesday.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Most importantly, I hope he didn't bore you to death.
Nah.
No, cool. And you've been through the mini mentorship as well, right?
Yes, so I've got about 10 to 11 modules in, and there's out of 17, I think.
Okay, cool. Has that been helpful in terms of, I guess, understanding the business model a bit more and
Oh
how?
yeah, yeah. He's really coherent. I got like 12 pages of just notes, and it's been the first time I've been through a lesson where I didn't have to look things up
Oh, really?
myself.
I guess
It's
that's
it's
good.
really really clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Michael probably explained main purpose of this call, right? Just to kind of get deep into your goals and exactly what it is that you want to, accomplish with Amazon and see how it can best help, really. So in your opinion, what is the biggest reason that you want to, make more money with Amazon right now?
I want to get on my current job.
Okay.
Really is what it is. I've got a lot of stability going on in this position. It's I've been here for roughly 10 years.
Oh,
Pretty much
wow.
right out. Yeah,
What
pretty
what
much
what is it you
right out
do?
of college. I'm in clinical data.
I have no idea what that is. What is that?
Essentially, our FDA is not allowed to pass a lot of drugs without testing, a minimum
Oh, okay.
6 years, especially for like drugs and anything that's considered vaccine related. And
Right.
they need a bunch of us essentially to make sure that these drug companies, as well as the doctors that are running the study, are actually following their own rules that they set down.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
and you've been doing it for 10 years.
give or take. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, what's the reason that you want to get out of it? Obviously, it's been 10 years,
It's
right?
it's not competitive rate like okay, just at all. Like
Okay.
it's not great. It's great is if I was a 1950s housewife, it's a very comfortable pay. Um,
Yeah.
however,
Obviously you're not a 1950s
n
house.
no, we're in 2026, and um, it's fine since I'm married. That's all right.
Oh, you're married. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's
When you say that, can I just, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. When you say it's
you're good.
fine, right? Is it?
You don't really get raises. Does that make sense?
Right, okay.
Yeah. So I've been around like 60 for like 4 years now. It's not great.
Is that 60 grand, what, a year or?
US, yeah.
Okay.
That's after taxes. I would say I'm doing some rounding
Is,
down really.
is that enough? Like for kind of what
Not
you want?
in this area. We're right next to DC, so everything's expensive. Like
Right, okay.
incredibly expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess expensive is subjective, right? Because obviously if you're making more money, it's less expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like how long has this been an issue for? Like you kind of
I've jumped around between companies, so I figured maybe, it's just I'm on the wrong side of things. I was in data management initially, and then I jumped
right,
into this is like the nursing side.
right,
So
okay.
I'm directly dealing with the patients coming in, consenting, that sort of thing, which I think is more fulfilling for me as a person because I can talk to the you know these
Yeah,
doctors, nurses, the patients, really let them know what they're signing up for. But it's also more taxing because you might have a patient for like 6 months and all of a sudden they don't come in one day and the husband calls you and says they died, and it can be really mentally draining. And like I'm not saying a paycheck fixes everything, but I am saying that I'm more willing to commit and be there if I'm like
no, I mean
like
a paycheck doesn't fix everything,
no,
but
but
it does solve issues,
it does
right?
solve
So
issues.
it's
Yeah.
like at the minute, can I ask like what kind of issues is it facing you with at the moment in terms of?
It's
you
a
know,
lot on mental stress.
mental
Uh,
stress. Could
a
you?
lot of
I know it's obviously a personal topic, so I do appreciate you being open with me. Um, when you say mental stress, could you like elaborate a little bit just so I have a clearer picture?
I know in this job, at least my position, a lot of our staff is told to divorce your feelings. So you
Divorce the
should,
feelings.
yeah, you want
Wow.
to not feel, um, you don't want to put yourself in really the patient's shoes. You want to give them the up and downs of what taking this drug means to them. You want to be able to give them a rough, and I do mean rough because a lot of these drugs are investigational. So they could come in wanting, they're looking for a cure, right? That's not what we're selling. And I feel like people don't know that about the medical industry is that we're not selling cures. We're selling the, we're trying to alleviate symptoms. And mentally, that's just not really, it doesn't sit very well with me being the, grew up very Christian, very like, I want to help people. And I think the longer I'm in
Yeah.
a more like volatile study,
Yeah.
and yeah, these are the patients that are coming in and they're very sick. They're
Yeah.
not like just, oh, I don't feel well. They're like, I'm bedridden. The
Yeah.
cancer is really getting to the point where it's like unmanageable. They need
So,
caretakers, they need like hospice care. And it's like, is our drug really the choice? Is that really the best one to go for?
so
Is
you're
there not
kind
a
of
better option?
questioning, I guess, is it
The
kind of
question
a
of
case where, 'cause I don't want to assume anything, but kind of, is it a case where like the identity that you have in terms of who you are as a person is not reflected in the job?
there we go.
Shit. Okay. Because one thing you said is that you want to help people, right?
Yeah,
Which I respect, but who's the first person you have to help?
ideally yourself. If you can help yourself, you get yourself on that,
Yeah.
nice little board that Rose has
Yeah.
got before the Titanic goes down. Yeah.
When you say if you can help yourself, do you believe that you can help yourself? Because that's the most important thing.
I think I'm barely scraping by, realistically speaking.
Do you mean with the job?
With the job, yeah.
Is
The
that
job,
because of because obviously, as you say, like the identity that you have is not what is getting portrayed with the job. So it's like it's giving you a paycheck, but it's not giving you anything more than that. But I'm
yeah.
trying to say.
I don't feel like I've achieved a lot. I mean, there's been some studies where
Well,
men
I mean,
have
you
done
have,
really good.
right? It's like you've achieved, in terms of science, right? You're probably a lot cleverer than me, right? But it's like, would it be fair to say that, I guess, the price that you're paying of the way that you're choosing to make money right now is costing you the ability to show up as who you want to be in your own identity.
Yeah. That's a
Okay.
pretty good, yeah.
Okay. And I appreciate you, like, admitting to it because so many people, they try to avoid the truth, right? Um, So for you though, over the past 10 years, I guess sacrificing your identity,
Yeah.
right? I'm not trying to rub salt in the wounds here, but
No, it's okay.
what do you feel that has actually costed you?
Elaborate.
So in terms of over the past 10 years, showing up as not the person that you know deep down that you are, right?
Mhm.
What has that costed you in terms of your life, how you feel, what effects it's had on you over the past say 10 years? Because you said you've been doing it for 10 years, right?
Yeah. Luckily, husband's the one bringing the big bucks, so I don't have to, it's not about the money really. Like if I
Yeah.
lost my job, mortgage is still covered. We're okay. Um,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, as we're going back to the science thing, oftentimes I've spent years just on this study thinking that it's doing okay, but realistically, we're such a tiny little gear in the entire project that by the time like biostatisticians go in and they take a deep look at the data, they might say that, the last 5 years, this drug isn't working. All those patients are, they're okay, but they're mostly trending downward at the end of the day. Like, it's
You
not
feel like
really helpful.
letting them down.
Yeah, you feel a lot of the letdown, and sometimes you close studies, and all that work doesn't mean anything because
Uh-huh.
that the drug never hits market, never passes, and
Yeah.
then you really wonder if it was the best option for
And
your.
when you say you, I'm guessing you're referring to yourself, right? Like when you say
Yeah,
you, yeah. Because like
yeah,
one thing that's interesting is like you said at the start, like it's stable. If I heard
It's
that,
stable because more or less,
this does not
we're not
sound stable.
government.
This does not sound stable.
It not here,
Oh
not
yeah,
here. But
yeah,
they've
and it's
never laid
like,
off. They haven't laid off in 40 years.
but it's like realistically, can I say something that might be tough, but I'm somebody that'll tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Okay, just to
Sure.
prepare you for that. They have laid you off, not physically, but mentally, because you are showing up
Well,
as a person that you don't want to be for 10 years, right? And it's like I know you're saying that obviously your husband's taken on, obviously, it's fair play to your husband, right, bringing in the big bucks, but it's like you're burdening the emotional, he's burdening the financial, right? And it's like, do you want that, or do you actually want to be like in harmony in terms of both emotionally and financially providing the way that you want to as a relationship, right? Because it's like, and when I like, can I ask like, how come? And I understand it's tough, but how come we've let it get to this point? Because at the end of the day, it has been 10 years. And I'm not saying
if you
this to
go
be, I'm
with
not saying this to be a
no,
dick,
no, no,
right? Because I am
no, you're
British.
fine.
I'm British. Sometimes I sound like one. Okay.
I prefer it that way. I really do.
Yeah.
These are tough questions. No, I'm glad you're coming out, with the heavy hitters because I think that's best for any sort of business relationship, realistically. Um, when you grow up with Asian parents, there's this deep-seated fear
Yeah.
of failure. And
Okay.
both of my parents are blue collar. I'm the first person that's graduated and been,
Good for you.
uh, any sort of successful in quotes, um, and stability. And there's really times I wonder, like if I just gone and become a tailor, become a seamstress, as my mom does, then maybe I'd face different issues because realistically, I mean, if you've got a parent that
Hmm.
is in trade, oftentimes
Yeah.
your brain is sort of wired that way. I
Yeah.
don't want to say like, they were in factory
Yeah.
work, but
Did
I
you
find
notice what you
myself a
did there?
lot more.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah,
notice what you did there? You said different issues. So you
yeah.
still you still kept it negative,
I
right?
think, yeah, I think
Where,
ultimately
yeah.
both types of jobs, there's some amount of sacrifice that's going
Oh yeah, for
happen.
sure.
Mhm.
But there's also another type where you can do what you want to do, and not what your parents want you to do, and not what society wants you to do. You can do what you want to do. So, what do you think's held you back from doing that? Because I know you mentioned fear of failure. Do you think it's that?
Um, feel fair, definitely. And I've definitely done some of my own small
Okay.
businesses, but
Okay. Cool. What happened
realistically,
with that?
like I don't know if you can see this. Um,
Oh, is
real
that a
quick.
bracelet?
It's it's attached to your phone, so if you need to like go
Oh
shopping,
yeah, yeah. I've seen them. I've seen them.
yeah, I made a bunch of those, and I was selling them online. And for a while, I was doing okay, but realistically, I couldn't keep up with the demand because I'm still working a day job, and like
And that's the
factory,
issue.
I
That's
don't
the
have no idea how to get a
Yeah,
factory in Asia to do
and
that for me.
that's the issue right there, right?
Yeah,
Because it's like your job is tearing you down,
yeah,
and it's like, and you're saying that you want to help people, but you're still not helping yourself because you're prioritizing everything apart from what you want. It's kind of like, when you go on an airplane, right? It's like the first thing they tell you to do with the oxygen mask is make sure you put your own on before anyone else's.
yeah,
But what you're doing is you're putting on everyone else's whilst you haven't put your own on because you're prioritizing something that is not what you want over a future that potentially do want, right?
yeah,
So, and the reason that you're doing that is because it's like also if you knew 100% that the phone, with the bracelet would, take off and make you millions, right? I'd imagine you'd probably prioritize that. So is it more so that like I guess that fear of failure that's been conditioned in you kind of kicking into
yeah.
place and
There's definitely that, and of course, actually knowing how to even get resources across the ocean, making sure the QC is good. That's usually an issue, at least with a few friends I do have that are able to do overseas business. They're not able to
yeah.
guarantee the quality is good. Because they're not, they're not physically at the factory to supervise it themselves. So there's definitely some struggles there in
Yeah,
like
there,
this.
there is there is external struggles 100% with starting a
Hmm.
business, right? There is with Amazon as well. Just so you're aware, like there's gonna be hiccups, right?
Yeah,
But it's like it all comes from like intern, right? and what we tell ourselves on a daily basis, right? So it's like, because when it comes to that fear of failure, we've got two options. We can either overcome failure or allow failure to overcome us, right? And would it be fair to say that for the past 10 years, we have allowed failure to overcome us?
Yes,
Cool.
definitely.
You're trying to get the right angle.
Yeah, I've got a really hapathon set up right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm trying
So
to
yeah,
make it.
it's like it's fair to say that that has, you know, stopped us over the past 10 years. But it's like, what happens if we continue? Because it's like, I guess, you know, this story that you're telling yourself of like, you want more, but obviously there's the job and all that sort of stuff and everything like that, right? Whilst you're still not feeling like the person that you want to be, right? Like you showing up that way, is that a true reflection of who you want to be?
Yeah,
Because what happens if we continue to just allow that, that thought process that's been conditioned in you since you were a child, which, I've got a lot of Asian friends, like I get it, right?
yeah.
But like, do you like how much like what happens if we allow that to just continue holding us back?
Probably end up like my mom.
Okay. And I'm sure your mother's a lovely woman, right? But
Yeah, she's not very happy.
she's what, sorry?
She's not very happy, I'm sure.
She's not.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you say that?
She, I mean, all she has for now is a job. She
Right.
put everything into the job and eventually left my dad. Because, and I don't even know if, well, he said it before that he's not getting the time that he likes. Um, but she's not giving him any. And she put all that energy into the job because she doesn't want to. She grew up really, really broke and really poor.
Yeah.
So she doesn't want to ever lose a job and not have that stability.
Hmm.
I think sort of that little bit rubbed off onto me,
Yeah.
and that even if it's not a great job, I'm willing to sort of deal with it because otherwise the alternative seems mentally worse.
Yeah. Because like if you were to, because you said there, it's like you could become like your mother, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm not saying this is going to happen, by the way, right?
Yeah, yeah, no,
But
no.
it's like her and your dad's relationship ended. So it's like when you look at your own relationship, like what could that lead to?
We luckily for us, we've got a way more healthy and communicative
Yeah.
relationship going on.
Good.
But yeah, I can definitely see even when he's on like a really busy day, he doesn't have time for me. So I try to build in a little bit of time, make sure we get lunch every day because as long as I'm remote working, I try to build in a little bit of time for both of us. But I think he's a sort of the same way as my mom. He's really afraid of losing a job. Yeah. In the few instances where he has lost a job, I just um cut back on a lot of things, made sure that bills are covered first. But
Mhm.
it did mean like a one meal a day kind of thing. Which is fine for you if you're like a girl, right? Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind losing a few inches around the waist, but
Yeah, like
yeah.
song,
Hmm.
you don't need to wear a mask with me. Okay,
Yeah.
you don't need to wear a mask. Like I know that that's not fine.
It's never fine, is it?
No, and I know that. Like, please don't feel like you need to lie, like not lie, but like say something that isn't true. Because I'm genuinely just here to best help you. Okay.
I mean these things already happened. Yeah. And like COVID, I was the only one working. So
Mhm.
it's not
Yeah,
easy
I know.
being,
So it's
you
like
know.
when it comes to that, is I guess in terms of pursuing this business model, is he even supportive of that?
Yeah, yeah, he's very supportive of that.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good because I know if he's anything like you're saying your mother, it's probably quite hard to be supportive
Yeah.
of something like this. So he obviously believes in you, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, if that was to kind of continue as you said, it's like you could become like that, and it's like, are you willing to also like if it was to lead to that for yourself in terms of you becoming like your mother, who, as I say, I'm sure she's a lovely woman. I mean, she's your mother, right? But like, who would you be letting down by doing that?
Myself, definitely.
Do you deserve that? No.
No,
So are you, because I don't think you deserve that either, right? So like, are you willing to settle for that?
I don't want it.
No. Because it's like, the reality is, it's like, I know that we can help you, right? So let's actually work towards it, right? In order for you to get to a position where you can leave your job, right? Where you can feel like you're actually you. Do you know what I mean? And not just a version of you, right? Like, so you can actually be yourself once and for all. Like, how much do we actually need to make to get to that position?
If I could do
Oh,
about 10,
careful, careful. Don't say if, because do you know what that is? Do you know what it is when you're saying if I can do?
um, conditioning.
Yeah, it's that conditioning that you've had since you were a child.
Yeah.
So let's have some, because like let's have some certainty about yourself, which you do have inside of you. Like you know that you can do this, right?
Okay.
How much do you actually want to make?
10K a month across 3 months, and I can probably go
Or
at it full time.
okay, so if you were to do like 10K a month consistently, like 10K,
Yeah.
10K, 10K, okay. So the goal for you would be 10K per month, which obviously is a good uh starting point, right?
Yeah.
So when we look at that version of you, whether it's 6 months, whether it's 12 months, right, doesn't really matter. The most important thing is that we're actually on the way there, right? That version of you that's let go of this fear of failure, right? You're now in a position making 10K a month where you're able to, you and your husband are really able to spend that time together, right? And to make sure that you're not going to become a replication of what you've seen as a child, right? To know that you've accomplished that, what will that moment be worth to you?
Um, Elaborate.
Like in
Not
terms
sure
of
to
when you get to that position, like what will that actually mean to you? Like knowing that you've actually went out there and done that.
um
It might be
definitely
me. It
freedom.
might, yeah, it might
Yeah.
be me accent. I don't know if you fully understand the question. Me
No,
accent, and it's
I'm just not sure to answer that. Like
well, when you get
um
when you get to that position, like, what does life look like when you're in the position making, you know, 10K per month, showing up as the person that you want to be, right,
hmm,
and not the person that society or family wants you to be, right,
okay.
and you're able to do what you want with life, right, and actually know that you've become the best possible version of yourself that you can be, that version of you that's been hidden away by fear for so long.
Yeah.
Like what, like I know it sounds cheesy, but like how will that feel for you?
Just very freeing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Um I think the fifth, not being able to cover the house and everything else should go away. That's
Yeah.
ideally, the big axe that's hanging over my head.
Yeah. What does that version of you, in that position, what does that version of you do differently to kind of where you're at today? How do they look at life differently?
I get more time back. Could use that elsewhere. And I think a lot of us want to make a difference. Like I want to do charity work. I wouldn't mind taking like a month to do charity work if I didn't have to worry about mortgage hanging over my head.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I'd like to give back a lot to the community and even travel out there, do missionary work and not worry about coming home and there not being a house there.
Yeah, because you sound like a very given person. Like you sound like a very caring person. In fact, you don't sound. I can see it like so clearly. But it's like you've got to give to yourself first, because it's like really, when was the last time you did that? When was the last time you gave to yourself?
So now,
Yeah, because it's like you deserve it. Do you know what I mean? Like you deserve to have the life that you want to have, right? Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Because I've been there myself, right? That's why I'm getting emotional myself, because like I can understand it, right? Because it's like when we look at the version of you in that position, does she, we'll call her Song 2.0, right? Does she allow fear to control her? No. So what do we actually need to let go of like today in the now to actually achieve what we've set out to do?
Let go.
There's no right or wrong answer.
Okay. Um,
What do we need to let go of internally to actually, you know, ultimately become the version of yourself that you know that you can be?
let go of now that fear of failure
Yeah.
is pretty concrete. So if I could just, I do like what Jeff says about being consistent. Like as long as you're consistent, you will
But
get results.
yeah,
So
but
just
that
you
that
need to put
fear,
in
that
that
fear,
time.
that fear can do dangerous things, right?
Yeah.
Like, because what I've realized from people that have been in the program, the most successful people, it's not that they got rid of the fear, but they understood what to do with it. Because it's like
Yeah.
the thing is, it's like, when it comes to making a change, right? Whether it's starting a new business or getting a new house or moving country, whatever it is, right? There's
Yeah.
always there's always a level of resistance. Okay. Now, what typically happens in that moment is you have an angel and you have a devil, right? Now, what the devil likes to do is it likes to tell us reasons to not do it, reasons to delay making the decisions, reasons to, do more research, whatever, right? Why do you think the devil tells us that though?
Hmm. Keep us in that position of fear.
Because it's more comfortable. It's more
Yeah,
comfortable to not make a decision,
that's
right?
true.
But as we
Yeah.
know, what's comfortable in the moment does not always serve the future version of us, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when you've went to go like actually do something for yourself and take it seriously, like in the past, what has the devil whispered in your ear that's actually stopped you from moving forward?
Um, you have time.
Hmm, it's a big one because
Um,
he's told you that, and look at how much time we've already wasted not being where we want to be, right? Because it's easier to tell yourself that you've got time, right? The graveyard's full of people that thought they had time.
yeah.
Whereas the angel tells us reasons to actually act and reasons to do it and reasons to actually get uncomfortable because it knows that it's going to serve the future version of us. So, like this time around, are you willing to listen to the angel, knowing obviously how powerful that devil has been up until this point? Yeah? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because you don't have to just because I'm asking you to. Like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Cool. Because what I can do for you, which I believe Michael might have mentioned in the initial call, is we've got good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
Lead with bad.
Yeah, cool. Let's get it out of the way. The bad news is the mini mentorship, right? For you to actually overcome these fears, overcome these doubts, and actually get to that 10K a month mark is not the best option for you, right? Because it's
Okay.
literally just videos, right? Where you do it yourself, you don't have any accountability or anything like that, right? Which I believe Michael would have mentioned, which is the good news, is that we do actually offer like an actual mentorship, right?
Yeah.
In terms of step by step and actually holding your hand during the entire process. And whenever you hear that devil coming around, I'm good at kung fu, so I can drop kick it in the face for you, right? I actually used to do kung fu. I'm like really good. But so if you'd like, what I can do for you is I can explain how that actually works, and then we can talk through next steps. How does that sound?
Okay.
That's you want to do that? You don't have to. It's up
Yeah.
to you. Yeah. Before I do you mind if I just go quickly grab some water? Is that okay? Perfect.
I got one.
Okay, yeah. I know I'm so thirsty today. Yeah, I had a steak for me dinner and I put way too much salt on it. Um, Bet you never thought you'd hear a British person saying he over-seasoned food. But but yeah. So
I had a lovely food over there.
do you have like a pen and paper or something you can take notes on?
Yeah,
Cool, cool. How are you feeling overall though? You feeling excited, ready to make a change?
I think I'm in the boat of I have to make a change. Yeah,
It's a good boat to be in, right? Because like you're lucky in a sense because it's like I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's this guy called Steve-O, from Jackass.
yeah,
And he was obviously like a really bad alcoholic. And he said he was lucky because he had to do it. Like, he had to stop being an alcoholic. Like the worst ones are the people that are, in the middle, who don't even see themselves as one. And it's kind of like for you, it's like you're at that position now where it's kind of like rock bottom, right? But all that means is the only way to go is up, right?
yeah,
Because comfortability is the worst place you can be as a person, right? But yeah, in terms of the mentorship, just to set the tone clearly up front, this is not like a course created by some 18-year-old in his parents' basement who claims that he made 20K in a month but made like $15, right? This is a
yeah,
direct mentorship created by Jeffrey, who's been where you are. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you can tell, Jeffrey's Asian as well, right?
yeah,
Um, and he comes from a very traditional, Chinese upbringing, right? Go to school, get a good job, work, 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 retire, die, right? Like,
yeah,
but like he was in there and he's in his job and he's like, you know what, this cannot be all life is. Like, surely I was not put on this earth just for a paycheck, right? So he ended up taking the jump, right? And then released his coaching program 3 years later after he'd already made millions on Amazon, designed to help people in similar situations replicate the same. And the reason that we do it through Amazon is, if you can't beat them, join them, right? It's like you're never going to compete with Amazon,
no,
right? And it's like everybody buys on Amazon, everybody uses it. The customers are already there. The ads and the marketing is already taken care of. So why not utilize it to the best of your ability? Think of it like an online 7-Eleven where you sell an everyday product, products that people need to buy, products that people want to buy frequently, okay? And products that people don't really refund, right? Like you don't refund Tide Pods. Do you know what I mean? And it's a very unsaturated market because Amazon is doing $3 billion a day in sales, which means if you
yeah,
just make like half of a half of a half of a percent of that, that's still a lot of money, right? In terms of how we actually do it, okay, the mentorship is broken into three main phases. The total investment required as well for the mentorship, just to get it out of the way, to help get you to that say 10K plus per month mark, so that you can leave your job and become the person that you know you want to be. Total investment is 5,800, but don't get too hung up on that because there's a couple of ways we can like go about it. Okay. Um, but if you want to write this down, phase one is the initial setup, right? And getting the foundation set. Okay. So for you, do you currently do you currently have like a seller account or not? It's fine if
no,
you no, cool. Um, so the first phase is because if you want to get to 10K per month, right? We need to actually build a store that can make that much in profit. Right? And we need to have all the foundations in terms of distribution and everything. Because as you said, with the phone thing, you're facing issues getting it overseas and all that sort of stuff, right? So making sure that that doesn't happen, right? So this is where we'll show you like how to set up the account, how to like set up the business and all the back end side of things and the softwares, how to utilize the softwares, but also how to find winning products, right? Like how to actually source them and everything. How to find distributors, how to build that relationship with the distributors, right? And essentially how to like get ungated, right, as well, which is a big thing, right? And how to not get gated again in the future, so that you can like streamlined sell on Amazon as opposed to one good day, one bad day, all that sort of stuff, right? Like have it consistent, okay? And then what we also do is we'll actually tell you what products to start the business with. Now, those products are probably not going to get you to 10K a month, right? But they'll be able to generate you a foundation, whether it's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, whatever, right? Which in the grand scheme of things is probably still going to be beneficial, right? In terms of
Yeah.
helping you and the family and all that sort of stuff, right? But what it does is now you've actually got a foundation. So you've actually got something that you can build and scale on. Okay. So that's phase one. Do you feel like that will be helpful?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then phase two is scaling and systemizing. So now that we've got a little bit of money coming in, as we know, the goal initially is 10K, right? So to get to there, we're gonna have to scale the business, right? And we're gonna have to systemize things, right? So that you're not working endlessly on this as well, right? Because we want freedom, not another job, right? And keeping it super, super simple because my dad used to always say something to me, which was complexity fails, simplicity scales, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be points though where you're going to need help, right? And you're going to need support, right? And you're going to need a bit of guidance. So this is why you get 6 months of coaching directly from Jeffrey and the rest of the team. So whenever you need help, whenever you need support, whenever you can, hear that voice in the back of your head, right? Coming like starting to get louder and louder, and you need our help to kick it in the face, like you've got that. Direct for 6 months. Okay? That's exactly what we did for I don't know if you've seen the video with Dana. Did you see that by any chance?
Yeah. The mom. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like she's seen it like incredible results. I mean, do you have kids yet by any chance? Or
No,
no, no, okay.
not in this economy.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, is that a future goal? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Um,
We'll
yeah,
see. Oh,
something to think about. But yeah, obviously with Dana though, right? It was like, she had a good job on paper, like it was a government like federal job or something. She wasn't spending enough time with the family, right? Ultimately, right? She ended up taking the jump and she basically tripled what she was making in a day job. She's doing consistently 15 to 20K a month now in profit, right? Now, the reason she was able to do this was, yes, she had our support, right? But also, she took responsibility, right? She didn't ask anyone for permission to do it because it was something that she wanted to do for her, right? She didn't delay making the decision, and ultimately, like, she was uncertain as well, right? Like, she had a bit of fear, but she was willing to overcome it, right? Because another thing my dad always used to say to me, my dad was the king of one-liners, right? He used to always say, "Would you prefer to certainly live a life that you are not happy with, or uncertainly live a life that you can be happy with?" And
Dave.
it is. My dad was like that. He was like that, and I mean that's what ended up pushing me to start this business because, um, yeah, he was my biggest supporter when I was a child. But yeah, do you see how that's valuable though in terms of phase two? Yeah, and ultimately as well, are you willing to push through that as well? Yeah,
Yeah.
say it. Say yes. I dare you.
Y- Yes.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard, but we've got to do it, right? And then phase three is like automating the business, right? And setting up for the future, right? Because whatever you want to do, obviously, we're not just here to get rich quick, right? We're here to build something that lasts where when you become this version of you, you can recoup like those 10 years you've lost, you can recoup that by being the person that you want to be deep down for the rest of your life, right? So this is where we'll teach you how to automate the business and how to like take that step back, right? So that you can have the money coming in without having to be actively involved with it, right? So that you can go away and you can do your charity work, you can do your missionary work, right? You can actually help people because now you've helped yourself, right? So you can actually go out there and help people without worrying about the mortgage because the business is still printing. Okay, obviously it's not completely passive. There's no such thing,
No.
but it's about as close as we can get. Okay, how does that
Okay.
how does that part sound?
Makes sense.
Yeah, in terms of the deliverables, step-by-step roadmap, right? Teaching the entire process. Our onboarding specialist to specifically help you with setting up the business. 6 months coaching by Jeffrey and the rest of the team. Additional group coaching twice a week as well. It's all recorded, so you can always just watch it back. Private community of people that have successfully built and scaled their Amazon business. The three winning products to provide that safety net, right? And then a pretty standard 6 month guarantee, which is if you do what we see and you don't see profit, you get a refund, right? But you can go to the gym for 6 months and not get a six pack. Who's at fault there? Is it the person or is it the gym?
It's usually the person.
Yeah, because it's like the average our students are making after 4 months is 7.5 grand per month in profit, which is already more than you're making in your day job, right? So who knows? You might be able to leave it in 4 months. Can't promise that, but you might be able to. Because the thing is, this is not a lottery ticket, right? This is leverage, and leverage only works when you do, which means you can still fail. Okay? Would you like me to tell you why and how people do fail?
Okay.
It's because they ghost, they vanish, they allow fear to freeze them up. They chase dopamine disguised as shortcuts. They hold back when the entire system is designed to pull them forward, right? They disappear from calls, they stop asking for help, they trick themselves into isolation, right? But the thing is, it's not because they're bad people. It's because their old identity of who they were is still running the show. And it's still who they are. So for you, are you willing to, and I know this is tough, it's kind of supposed to be. Are you willing to let go of the past 10 years?
I think with the right support, it should be a lot easier.
Yeah. But also it's like, are you willing to do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And is there anything else that can possibly get in the way for you?
Um, do you guys take payment plans?
Don't worry, we can figure that out. We can figure out the investment, right? Don't worry.
Yeah.
But besides from the investment, is there anything else that can get in the way for
No.
you? No. What if
Once
that,
I'm predetermined, it's
what if fear comes back? What if fear starts talking again?
the good thing is outside my job, I have separate hobbies that require a lot of stepping outside of the box. And as long as I set my mind on something, I can get it done. And with the right resources, which is what it sounds like you guys are provided, um, the fear goes away exponentially. Just it just goes from really high above my head to like it sinks especially as I see progress.
Yeah.
Progress is really, really important.
Yeah. And then cool. Any besides from the investment, is there any questions?
I did see before the call started, there was a AI management system or something.
Right.
What is that? Yeah, what is that about?
Oh, so we essentially teach you how to utilize AI to like manage inventory and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's something,
Um,
it's like a software or
yeah. It's like how to utilize AI within your Amazon store. There's like different ways you can utilize it. Um, but yeah, I mean, before we go any further, I mean, most important thing is, do you genuinely feel like this can help you get to that like 10K mark? Because that's the important thing.
yeah,
Yeah. Why do you feel like it can?
because the support is there. I think people fail because maybe they go through just the mini mentorship and they're like, okay, I have a clear path forward. But then, 3 or 4 months in, they're seeing maybe like stagnant numbers.
Yeah.
And there's no one to reach out to. There's no one to ask assistance for,
Yeah.
especially since it's like you said, there's gonna be hiccups.
Yeah.
And the more people who've been there before, the more confident that if I voice the question out loud, someone's going to be like, "Oh, I did that before. Let me walk you through that one." And having the live support is much better than what I've been through by myself.
Yeah,
And
I mean that's what it's like learning to drive, isn't it? It's like you can either hire a driving instructor or you can just get behind the wheel and hope for the
right.
best. But yeah, so in terms of the investment, how would you like to proceed?
So we cut up all, all. of our credit cards before we got married. We paid off
Oh,
all the debt. We have zero debt. And like the only thing I think we owe
really?
is like obviously the house and IRS because a few years ago we worked for a Canadian company and they never sent the W-2 forms and tax. So paying a little bit of that off, and it's been a very annoying sort of
Yeah.
experience, like $500 a month here and there every month on like the fifth. So takes a chunk
Yeah, but
out.
it's like ultimately, it's like when we do this and get to that like 10K a month mark, it's going to be less annoying, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, okay,
Hopefully
so
it'll be
let
paid
me
off.
let me just clarify. So you don't have like a credit card or anything like that now, no?
Now, that's really the struggle here is that if I do decide to pay this off, it would be over time. Obviously, if the business does well, yeah, that get that
Yeah.
probably up front a lot
You
quicker.
if you decide to do it, if you decide to do it,
You're gonna have to stop me from using the if word.
I
I
know,
quite
I
like that
know,
one.
I know. But it's true. It's like what we
Yeah.
say is what we believe, right? Because do you know what you're doing when you say like if I decide to move forwards, you're
Mhm.
allowing that like that voice, you know, kind of what you said was conditioned from your mother. You're allowing her to come back into it and be like, oh, maybe wait, maybe don't do it yet. Maybe continue with what you've been doing, which we know what that leads to, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I like challenge a lot through the call because I genuinely want to see you get results. Okay, so if we is it more so is it a case where like in terms of the 5,800 that you have the 5,800, maybe there is a bit of uncertainty, or is it a case where you've got like some of it and we just need to figure out the logistics?
I have
Or
some of it. There's, yeah, when I say we're living paycheck to paycheck, it's pretty close. Yeah, unfortunately at the time. We bought the house during COVID and the interest is like 7, 8%.
but I guess
So
ultimately that's why we're here as well.
exactly.
Right?
So it's hard to pull that money out immediately, but
Oh
it's
yeah, for
a it's
sure.
not a lack of desire. Yeah,
No,
that's for
for
sure.
sure. So in
Yeah.
terms of that, what do you have set aside that you could put forward today without you, you know, living out on the streets?
Let's see if I can access
Yeah, no,
the
sure. Just let me know.
let's see if mortgage went through already. Probably should have taken the call on a laptop, but
Yeah.
I didn't think of it. His husband's still in bed and he likes to sleep in on weekends.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't want to bring a phone too close. You have to stare at my ugly mug all day. The mortgage.
Because what we do have, did you say that you don't have debt anymore?
Other than the house and IRS, yeah.
Okay, because we do offer, you know, like Klarna.
Yeah.
We do offer Klarna. Their approval rate isn't very good, but if you don't have debt, they should approve you.
As long as they don't count the IRS and the um
I mean, mortgage is like, you know,
mortgage.
yeah, that's a normal one. Um,
Yeah, I can't dodge that one, but we don't have like car debts, um, student loans or anything like that. So
no, yeah, for sure. Let me just, let me
okay.
just give me 2 seconds. But yeah, would you like to try that? Would you like to try Klarna and see if it works?
How many like months is it over? I've only
There's like there's different options. Um,
like,
obviously the longer it goes on, it does add like a little bit of interest if it goes on for like a really long time.
yeah,
But you can do it like over a shorter amount. I'm just trying to get logged in.
yeah.
Um,
I could comfortably produce about 500 today.
yeah. Let me just see. Give me 2 seconds here. Sorry, I'm just getting logged into my Klarna thing just to make sure that it's working okay. What on earth? Where's that not? Be 2 seconds.
Take. Get off. Come on. You know why we don't have kids? We have cats.
You are?
You know why we don't have kids? We have cats.
Yeah, cats. I've got a dog myself.
If I had the land for that, I'd consider it.
Yeah, why is it saying my email's already taken? I know it's taken. That's why I'm trying to log in. Uh, there we go. What? Okay, there we go. I don't know why it's not letting me log in. Oh, there we go. I'm in. So we can try Klarna. As I say, they might not approve, but if not, don't worry. We can figure something out.
Okay. I'm pretty good about paying bills on time, but yeah,
Oh no,
it's
don't
a
worry. It's. I'm not doubting you. I'm not doubting you. It's nothing like that. If Klarna doesn't work, we do have another another option. So don't worry. Uh, so if I send you this, um, then what you can do is let me just end the recording just because obviously if we're going through payment, we don't want to record it.